Hello, it's Randy Rhodes. Here's a clip from our show, and go to randyrhodes.com for the whole thing and a podcast. Buy a stinking podcast.
Mary had a little man.
The fault. We believe that all men are created equal.
To the magnificent mosaic that is America.
From radio beacon to radio beacon. I have a dream today. Change has come to America.
Knock, knock. Who's there?
It's a figment of your imagination.
Randy Rhodes Show. Turn up your mind.
The problem is news organizations simply are not equipped to cover a candidate whose entire being is a lie. They're built to present us with a choice between two qualified, decent public servants with different ideologies who could both do the job of president without starting World War III on their first day in office because a random Iranian flipped off one of our boats. Maintaining the image of fairness requires them to portray Hillary and Trump as equally flawed candidates, even though they know that's incorrect. On the one hand, you have the most breathtakingly unqualified ignoramus to ever heave his spray-tanned bulk within striking distance of elected office. A race-baiting bully who, according to two meticulously researched biographies, is a tax-cheating, investor-swindling, worker-shafting, dictator-loving, pathologically lying, attorneys general bribing, philandering, mobbed-up, narcissistic serial con artist who hasn't got the attention span to read a fortune cookie, much less a fucking intelligence briefing. But on the other hand, Hillary Clinton used a private email server. See? Perfectly even. Next up on the Place for Politics, the neck-and-neck Senate race between a Rhodes Scholar and a petri dish of fecal bacteria. Tweet us your thoughts.
Tweet us your thoughts. Yes, the deplorables would vote for a petri dish full of fecal matter. And no, the news media will not fact-check Donald Trump, nor will Dr. Oz or anybody else. This is just amazing. I cannot believe Trump went to get yesterday when I told you that Trump was going to be on Dr. Oz and that Dr. Oz was going to, interpret the results of Donald Trump's physical. Jessica was here answering the phones, and she thought that was a joke. She thought I made that up. She thought that I was just, on a roll. She was ready to butter my ass. She said, and then all of a sudden last night we were home and she saw it on the TV and she said, I thought you were kidding. I said, no. This is the media. This is the environment in which we find ourselves. Donald Trump is really going to go get a physical and then he's going to discuss it with Dr. Oz. And she was like, well, he's a reality TV show, so of course he's going to talk to a TV doctor. And, if he needs a lawyer, he'll probably call Saul. Yeah, and she's right. She's absolutely right. But you know what? You sit there and you say these things and people think that you're kidding. But we've gone down one more level into the abyss of absurdity into the ninth circle of electoral hell. Oh my God, I can't believe this is the news today. The Wizard of Oz and Dr. Oz together on a TV show. Pay no attention to the man with the tiny hands behind the curtain. Holy crap, this is so sick, and it's supposed to air tomorrow. And I cannot believe that this is, what. And Dr. Oz is not going to examine, some Trump supporter who was a plant was interviewed by CNN after he said he's a fashion designer. He designs Trump T-shirts. Not that CNN will tell you any of this. He's a Trump T-shirt designer. And he said, it was so fabulous. His cholesterol is so low. Mine should only be so low. Now, Dr. Oz is not going to examine Donald Trump. Another doctor did that, the same one that wrote, he's fantastic. He's fantastic. He's got the liver of a 12-year-old. Or it's just the most, incredibly awesome, fantastic, huge man that I've ever examined in my life. He'll be the healthiest, most wonderful president ever. Why doesn't Donald Trump just have this conversation with Rudy Giuliani? Why bother even going to a TV show? I don't even understand. And Dr. Oz, I thought Dr. Oz is in trouble for selling us Garcinia Cambogia. Wasn't that it? Like a green coffee bean or something like this? It's supposed to burst the weight, right? Just the way it was just gonna woo. And he had to testify in front of the Senate, I think, and this thing is still going on now. There's a class action lawsuit. I don't know. I mean, this is not my area. I don't watch the daytime TV. I mean, all I can tell you is that if that's what we're doing, we're having reality TV stars who run for president talking to TV doctors. Somebody page Dr. Kildare. Somebody paged Marcus Welby, MD. This is ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. And they're behaving as if this is the most important story of the day. And it's not. Newsweek, listen, in a few minutes, we're going to have Pulitzer Prize winning reporter David K. Johnston, whose main beef is the media. He did write The Making of Donald Trump, which is the biography that Samantha Bee was referring to in that, little monologue there that was, by the way, Comedy Central owes her an apology. Holy crap, man. Grovel at her shapely knee. Holy crap. But he released a book. It's called The Making of Donald Trump, and it's everything that Donald Trump doesn't want you to know about Donald Trump. Now, I saw David K. on a couple of shows, and David K. Johnston was always on this show. Anytime he was the Pulitzer Prize winning tax reporter for the New York Times for years and years. Now he writes for the Daily Beast, and he's a professor at Syracuse. But I've seen him on the TV, and they do what they always do. They put him on with 9 other people, and they don't let him say anything that's meaningful. Now, between David Kay and Wayne Barrett's bios of Donald Trump and this Newsweek article that came out today, and David Farenthold's probing, look into the Donald Trump Foundation, which turns out to be, a Donald Trump gold mine for Donald Trump. I'm so surprised. These things take years to prepare, okay? These journalists who write their hearts out and research these articles, and then they have to go through fact checkers and ombudsmen and editors with red grease pencils who sit there and they redline every day, take this out and that, can't prove this, got to do that. I mean, it takes years for these books, these articles, these things to come out. And then the TV, like I always said, if it's not on the TV, it didn't happen. And the TV just ignores it. Meanwhile, the New York State Attorney General is now looking into the Trump Foundation and the Pam Bondi debacle here in the state of Florida that was quid pro quo, where she solicited a donation, he gave her one, and she drops the case against the scam of a school that is, was Donald Trump University. I mean, it's unbelievable. And they think that him, pretending to actually get a physical by Dr. Oz, who did not examine, it didn't touch him, it didn't anything. He just asked him, what's your medical history as far as, Alzheimer's? Well, my father had Alzheimer's. Oh, really? That's interesting. I'll write that down. How about your renal? Have you ever had failure of the renal? What's the renal? Your kidney, moron. Oh, I don't know. You know what I mean? This is so stupid, and it's all for ratings. And, it's like, thank God Hillary Clinton, she was also invited to do the Dr. Oz show, and she said no, which proves she's got better judgment than Donald Trump, okay? Right there. Better judgment. Superior decision-making skills, I say, were on display when she said, no. But I mean, this is just unbelievable. The only thing I want to know from a doctor is if Donald Trump's hands actually correlate with any other body parts. That's all I want to know. 'Cause I'm curious. That's why. Holy crap, man. But this is like not the biggest story. The big story today was the Newsweek article. That thing is stunning. The Newsweek article shows how many different deals with foreign governments not friendly to the United States. For instance, Russia. Oh, that would explain why Vlad the Impaler, the oligarch, Vlad the communist bastard, Vlad the butcher is one of his heroes. He's got business in Russia. He's also got business in Ukraine. He also was looking into building a luxury hotel on the Mediterranean coast of Muammar Gaddafi's Libya. Oh my God. Holy crap. This is just, it's amazing. Also, at that North Carolina rally, I told you yesterday I posted the video. It prompted a Facebook fight on my Facebook page where defenders of the Trump, why don't you call me? Call me, defenders of the Trump. 561-270-3844. Call me. Don't be a lily-livered coward and post on my Facebook page. You call me. Let's go toe-to-toe. Let's do this. Let's do this thing. They're on the Facebook page going, they're saying, oh, well, he's not responsible for supported blah, blah. I said, and Hillary Clinton supported and Bernie Sanders, they threw a chair. Well, no one threw a chair. But it did get heated at different, rallies. Did get heated. But nobody threw a chair. Anyway, I was watching this whole thing. My Facebook page is going ding, 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 ding. And I'm trying to take 5 minutes to shove a sandwich down my throat, okay? And I don't eat carbs, but that's what I was relegated to last night, okay? I got big things to do. Howard is home from the hospital, thank God. But now he's a patient. And I want to check for the success of this pacemaker. I want to see the blood flow. Oh, I know. This morning, woo, it was like, a little, tent. Well, it wasn't little. It was fabulous. It was like, oh, my great love, at last I found you. Oh, sweet mystery of life, I found you. Oh, thank you, doctors. Thank you. Took an army of specialists. No, he's good. But, he's a patient and it hurts and you got to put the sling and then you got to not let him roll and you got to, put the glasses over here and then he's got to sleep with his iPad. He must. Hope that changes. But, so, I got a lot of stuff to do and the Facebook page is going ding, 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 ding. And I'm like, what the hell? Facebook fight, Howard. I think I got a Facebook. And I go and the people are saying, so I finally just said, I watched like all these posts, hundreds of them. And I was like, don't you get the difference between a Donald Trump deplorable and a Hillary Clinton supporter? Donald Trump stands on the stage and says, I will pay the legal fees if you punch this person. I will pay the And the guy's response to me was, well, it only happened the one time. I mean, he said, it was a 78-year-old man, and Donald Trump did offer to pay his legal fees. I said, do you know how ridiculous you sound? A 78-year-old man sucker punched an African-American at a Trump rally who was walking up the stairs. The 78-year-old man was in his seat, got up and just cold cocked, just sucker punched this African-American dude. And of course, he got booked for assault. And Donald Trump offers to pay his... Do you know how ridiculous you sound? It was just the one time. I can't even believe this is a presidential candidate. Can you imagine if John McCain punched somebody and like the woman that stood up and said, oh no, I think he's an Arab. And he just went, douche. Well... okay, then they'll say to me on the well, that would be an old lady. I mean, honest to God, today I see the video that I posted last night that started this argument was this guy who's been arrested, okay, at the Trump rally. I mean, this video is so obscene. He grabs a guy, who's anti-Trump but goes to the Trump rally. They're like in the back row, all the way in the back. And there's, plenty of empty seats, I must say. But anyway, so the guy, the Trump guy, grabs the anti-Trump guy by the throat and chokes him. And then another guy, he pulls his hair. And then there's a girl that he slaps in the face. Now, today I find out that outside that rally, a 69-year-old woman was punched in the face by a Trump supporter. Her name is Shirley Teeter, and she was cold-cocked. Shirley Teeter is 69 years old and on oxygen therapy. She fell on her freaking oxygen tank. And now Richard Campbell has a warrant out for his arrest because the North Carolina police didn't arrest him because they didn't see it. And he's from South Carolina, so they're going to let the South Carolina authorities go find him and arrest him. Really? I mean, and so I got to say that the media following Donald Trump as a serious person is so freaking offensive that it just mind blows. Okay, so I wanted to talk to somebody who is reputable, Pulitzer Prize winner, fact checks, blah, blah, who wrote a compendium of basically everything and anything that Donald Trump wants to make sure you do not know. Now, David K. Johnston has been following Donald Trump's career for 27 years, beginning at the Philadelphia Inquirer when he was a young cub. Do you know? And so I invited him on the show because I have pretty much freaking had it. I mean, and by the way, thank God for this. All that's missing now from the trifecta of goodness, because I'm back. Whatever. And, hey. No, because I'm back. Keith Olbermann is back, but online only, just like me. He's had it too. So now he works for GQ Magazine, and GQ is going to use that platform, the online GQ Magazine platform, to push out his show, which won't be a show. It's going to be like 6-minute commentary, which is fabulous because that's what he really shines at is, the 6-minute monologues. I love them. But he had to do a 17-minute one to start because he read a list of things that the candidate who said he would never lie to you has lied to you about. It is so long. I printed it out. It's 7 pages actually. And if I read it, it would take me 17 freaking minutes. But Keith Olbermann read it because he said you have to take it all in one take, in one long take. All that's missing is Jon Stewart. Come on. Water's fine.
For a commercial-free, on-demand, whenever, wherever listening experience, visit RandyRhodes.com for your personal premium podcast today.